Hi, everyone. Welcome to another wonderful live episode. It is so nice to see all of you. We are here and back with an amazing episode with your beloved guest, Melody, and she's going to teach you all about how to create wonderful instances using Material Editor. So, we have our day full of content, and with brand new fashion, I'm introducing Melody. Hi, Melody.
Hello, Celine. Hi, everyone.
Let's get started. Melody, can you tell us a little bit more about what today's tutorial is going to be? We also have some wonderful examples as well. Ooh, this is a
Yeah,
frosty snowman. We have a video of a frosty snowman, and it's snowflakes are moving around. It's really putting me in like a Christmas wintry vibe. So this effect was created by Natalino, Ivo by Ivo Effectos. I'm going to put their name on the YouTube chat so you guys can go check it out them yourselves. But all of these beautiful flakes were created using the template. Second of all, I have this wonderful neon butterfly-ish. It looks so gorgeous and it is fluttering. The movements are very natural and I love how she used the assets. This one is Butterfly with Pick Viral by Saddam. I think she created this awesome effect. And lastly, this one I think is combining a couple of our templates, Melody.
yeah, exactly. I think it's compiled using this the autumn leaves effect and the previews. There is some like photo collection effects. Yeah, really smart. Yeah,
So the
combination.
name of this effect is Autumn Polaroid Gallery by Gevhart, and this person is using this Polaroid effect and all of the autumn leaves to combine and make this beautiful layout. So I guess if you aren't ready for the frosty snowman yet, you can go use this effect and then go use the winter effect, and then to remind yourself of spring, you can go use the butterfly effect. 3 effects in a row. Now we just need a summer one. Hasn't anyone created a summer one yet?
That's a
Okay,
great suggestion, Celine, actually. A summer one. Yeah.
on to our example. We now have Effect House. I see August is in a very summery mood with his dynamic beads template. Did you guys know that if you like move around like this, the sunglass follows you and then the beads over here move really naturally? Yeah, Melody's showing it on the screen right now, but it is so pretty. And one of my favorite hilarious template is the bounce off. Look at the llama. You can control it with your finger, but it moves so fluidly. It is so funny. Definitely go try that out if you haven't. But the today's template is
The seasonal thing.
seasonal. You can see Melody in the background enjoying the leaves. It is so cute. Okay, let's join in and Melody, take it away.
Thank you, Celine. Yeah, actually, I recorded. I mean, the most time spending things is recording the cover image. I recorded several times and trying to show all the 3 effects in one cover image. Yeah, I just recorded it probably like more than 5 times. Yeah, I'm not really good at acting. Yeah, cool. And today, yeah, we're gonna introduce about this seasonal things. Actually, we released this one the same time with the floating 3D objects. And so for these 2 templates, I actually like built them like based on the same material. So everything was generated just from like that one material. And based on the magic things about that is, based on that material, we can generate like a lot of different like this effects like or particle effects, or you can tell it like this seasonal thing effects. So these 2 are generated from like the same material, but the differences is, yeah, the differences is for the floating 3D objects is actually in the 3D world. So it's a little bit more complex because when you do the setting, you probably need to think about the Z depths as well. So you can feel there is like far and nail differences. But for seasonal scene, this one we simplify it to focus just on the 2D scene. So you just need to consider about the X and the Y, these two dimensions there. And I think today we can start with these seasonal things. And if our creators are really interested about knowing a more advanced knowledge about material instance, we can have another like a live session to take a look into details of the material setting there.
Perfect. But Melody, can you briefly explain what instances is and how it's different from me dragging 100 cubes on the screen?
Sure, definitely. I think like most of probably heard about like a particle system, right? So it's like generated is keep like shooting out particles, and you can control each of the particles there. The thing is, for effect house, we currently don't support a particle system, but for material instance, it's kind of like trying to create it almost the similar, or you can like simulate the particle effects by using the material instance. And for example, like usually the common use of material is just one object and applying this material in that one object, right? But with material instance, you can think about like for that one material, I just have like a over maybe like a not only one copy, I have a lot of copy of that same material. And for that material, you can like control the little bit differences to make the appearance being different. So for example, for instance number 1, it probably just stay at the original position here. But for number 2, you can try to make it whatever position in the or like in the 3D world. So just think about like a material instance as like a different copies or like the copies of based on that basic material, but you can tweak the properties to make it slightly different from each other.
So, guys, think of it this way. Imagine if I wanted to put 100 different cubes on the screen. If I actually manually import 100 cubes, then it will take up like so much different polygons, and your effect megabyte will probably be at like 100 megabyte and definitely not pass our like size check. But what we're doing at the moment is just creating a copy of the first thing. So we're telling the computer to like, hey, instead of making a whole new cube, we're going to just use this one, but we're going to display it once more. So you have to use less computing power. And let's say I wanted to change all cubes to all spheres. If I put 100 objects, then I have to delete 100 objects and manually replace it. But because we're just referencing from the original cube, if I just change the original one to a circle, then it's all going to change into circles. And that's why like Melody said earlier, she was able to create so many of these different projects with leaves, with snowflakes, with cubes, because she has like this original project. And we're going to show you the behind the scenes mechanic. And I see a lot of familiar names. I see DevSeb, Relax No Name, Bruno, and Fam even joining. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining today. We are already at 2,000 likes in Effect House TikTok Live. Thank you, guys. I'm so happy. Okay, on to the shiny, bright, sparkling things. On to you, Melody.
Cool. Thank you, Celine. So, okay, go back to our Effect House project. So as usual, I'm going to introduce about the structure we set up here. And then I'm going to break down like how to use this template, customize it, all the parameters, how to like how can we tweak all the parameters, and what is the function of each one. And if we have some time, we can take a look at the structure, like how we set up the material to generate all the instance looks. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at the hierarchy part. We can for this tips part. So you see the setting in hierarchy is pretty simple here. We only have like a filter, post process, and the most important part, the seasonal thing example here. So for the filter, is actually like trying to add some like a dark or like a night environment sphere for this effect, because we're trying to highlight this tiny leaves or petals effects. So that's why we add a bloom on top of everything. But if without this dark, you see the whole screen will got really shine and bright. So that's why we added this a dark filter to kind of dim down the rest of the things, but just trying to highlight the a particles part. And this is the bloom. You can try to tweak these colors or the threshold. If you see, if we increase the threshold, which means it's not that sensitive bloom up. So you can tell the differences, adding a little bit bloom will make the things look more magic. Yeah. Okay, so here is the part to control the bloom. And let's jump to the most important part, seasonal things example. So in here, we set up 3 example. And actually, back to Celine's question, is there any example about the summer? Actually, these flower petals was about it to indicate the summer effect. More pink petal will be remind people about the summer more. Yeah.
Who knew? Who knew? Maybe we'll have to. Maybe you'll have to teach us how to change the color to pink.
Yeah, sure. That's a good idea. So that is about the flower example, and we also set this autumn leaves example. It's pretty beautiful. It's really nice, right? And we have the snowflakes, peaceful and really light. So for every example, if you take a look of it, it's the setting is pretty simple. So just a one image component, and the texture we didn't set some fancy texture. All is about its material. So let's take a look at this one, the flower petals material. If you go to the flower petal material, let me adjust the layout a little bit. So here, we use our material editor to customize the material instance here. So if you trying to control customize this flower petal effects, you can select this flower petal material in the access panel. And here, first, we can take a look at all these parameters we exposed on the inspector. So for the base property, this part is trying to control the color or the appearance of this material. And you see we have it taking 2 textures, and also you can use color to apply it on top of the textures there. So let me try. So if you're trying to use it, you can simply import any texture you wanted. For example, I just made some simple and commonly used a texture. I have a circle, sakura, and a star. So probably we can try whatever, maybe star. So you see, we have already replaced the texture, and the shape is changing from the flower petal to the star shape there. And you can probably apply some a color to it. So here, this part is about controlling the appearance of the material or of the images there. And people are gonna ask but I just have one image. How could they just generate so many tiny particles or these tiny units here?
I was just gonna ask.
So I know if you go to the material, there is a hidden part called the render state 0. So just unfold this part and check this properties, instance count. This is the number trying to control number of the instance, or you can see the particles there. So for example, if I said 1000,
oh my gosh,
generated lots of them.
I audibly gasped. I was like that. Very, very cool. Wait, if you just change the number like that, can you make it so that it's controlled by something like transit by time?
The thing is currently you see we don't have like a pin to
Yeah,
graph
yeah.
nodes in front of it. So actually, yeah, a little bit sad. You can just initialize the number, but you can't really control it with other interaction there.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. But that's a great feedback. Yeah. And I also feel like we should make the instance count a little bit like up in this panel, right? Not really hidden
Yeah.
into this render stage. Otherwise, people probably haven't really noticed that.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, that is definitely property you wanted to try the instance count, and that is control the total number of like how many instance you wanted to show up on the screen. And from the performance perspective, we usually suggested the instance number is no more than 1,000 for 2D images there. Yeah, otherwise, your effect probably a little bit glitchy on the phone. Yeah, definitely try and test the limitation of the function performance there. Yeah.
All of these particles that just like floating, they're so beautiful and they're gold. So it reminds me of like coins or money. So after this live, I'm going to publish my own effect, but it will be with money. So that people can feel what it feels like to bling out and roll in money.
Wait, Celine, I remember the last live demo we had for the water blaster,
Yeah.
and the idea you got is shooting the money.
Melody, you're calling me out here. You're saying money so much. She uses money every day, but
I'm totally
it's
with you.
true.
Yeah,
It is
that's also
true.
the thing I want to do. That's why I picked a gold color, Yeah. It's
Uh-huh.
remind me of coins. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very funny. Wait, but earlier I remember that you had like two different-ish colors.
Mhm.
Is it because you used two copies of the material instance or
Yeah, not really. It's because the setting there. I can show it here. So if you're trying to take a look of this material setting, definitely go click this edit material, and it will open in our material editor. So for people who have some knowledge about the material editor, so here this color controller is trying to control the main color of this whole material. And if you wanted to take a look of inside the logic there, you see at the top right corner trying to go inside this subgraph, and you see actually we use two textures as the input, and here we use a parameter called instance ratio. What does that mean is, so for every material instance, it has its own index number. So if you're trying to get that index number here, a instance ID, this will this is the property to indicate that instance ID. And for this property instance ratio, it means, for example, if I have a 10 instance, right? And what I'm doing here is, if for the first five instance, I'm gonna use the color one texture, the texture one color. For the later half, for the next half, the other half of the instance, I'm gonna use the texture 2 color. So that is how the logic works. You see, I got an instance ratio. So if that instance is belong to the first half, it gonna use this texture 1. But if that number belongs to the rest half, it gonna use the texture 2.
so if someone potentially wanted to do 3 colors or even more colors, they could go and edit this property and select as many colors as they want?
Yeah, definitely. So they can try to set logics if it is over a 0.3 or something. So just to control the threshold of that instance ratio number, and use that. If it is less than the instance ratio number is less than 0.3, it will use texture 1. But if it is between, it will use texture 2. And for all the rest, we use texture 3. So you can try to think about it. You have a whole a pool of instance, and you just try and divide it groups. You can divide it into 2 groups, 3 groups, or 4 groups. And for each group, you're gonna like make them taking that specific texture input.
So I also see that some of the materials are smaller. I mean, the instances are smaller than the others. Did you also use this kind of mechanic to say like the first blah 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 is 10% smaller, the others is regular size?
Yeah, actually, you can do something like that, but we like there are different ways to control the size there, and the logic you just pointed out is also like working, but it's not controlled in this color controller. It's controlled in the rest subgraph, and I can like go through them later after we clear about how to control the color here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, for the color part, it's like as we have like a 2 text input there, and for first half it takes texture 1, for the last half it takes texture 2. So you can try to change this number. For example, if I change 1, it probably just take 1 texture. It's control the how much ratio or how much instance you want it to get the texture 1, and how much you want to get texture 2. So, or like if it is 0, it will all take this star texture. Yeah, so this is a quick way to do that. But if it is 0.5, it will taking like these 2 texture equally. Yeah. And after you set the main texture, you said like I actually a color as well. So this is the color, kind of like a domain color. So after it taking the texture, it will also multiply this color input. Yeah. Any question for this part? There are lots of possibilities for this color control part. For example, for each texture, or like you can ignore this like a domain color, just trying to connect it here. So you see all the color will be controlled by the texture's original color. Yeah, but we added here, added the property, so you have like a more freedom to control here. Yeah. Okay, cool. So if there's no question, we probably can go to the transformation of the material instance there. Oh, and by the way, so if you're trying to learn about the different color settings, so here, instead of like this flower petals, we also provided this autumn leaves and the snowflakes. So if you go to check the autumn leaves, you see the color setting is slightly different. This one is just to take like a one texture, but what we see here is it takes a domain color, and there is another parameter called like a weight between random and solid color, which means if it is like a 0, it is taking like a random color. But if you increase this parameter, it will be like a solid color, and this will be controlled by this color parameter. So it's kind of like how do you say, a controller. And when it is between, so you will take like a half random color and half solid color, you set it up there. Yeah. And if you want to take a look at how we set up there, also like go inside the subgraph and take a look of that. So actually, the random color is generated based on the instance ratio as well. And otherwise, it and also compiled the textures color there. So I will highly recommend it people to go to these 3 materials and check how we set up the color controller in there. It's slightly different, but definitely try inside and see how we control the color there. Yeah. Any questions, or if actually trying to achieve? Yeah.
I don't think there's questions yet.
Okay,
But
cool.
if I see one, I will interrupt you and ask the question.
Awesome. Okay. So I just introduced about the color part, and the next we can probably jump to the transformation part. So you see like for every object, like we kind of like, for example, every single object there, we have a transform, like control the position, rotation, and the scale, right? So the same thing for our like material instance here. Here we have rotation, scale, and position. These 3 sections to control the transform of each material instance there. And the thing I wanted to show you is if you reset every parameter to 0, let's take a look what happened. It actually will show the original setting of the thing here. Oh, actually I'm adding this autumn. Cool. So you see I just reset all the parameters of the autumn leaves. And as you can see, actually it's consists of like a grid. That is everything start from. So all these like autumn leaves, the flower petals, or the snowflakes, they all like when I set up it's all starting from this grid. So let me explain it to you. Imagine like here you set like a 80 instance, right? Or we can decrease the number to 16. So imagine you have like a 16 instance, and in here when I started, I'm just thinking, okay, how can I organize all these instances and control each of them? So first, I need to set like the default or like original position of them. So make me clear about how to control them, right? So that's why I set it the grid. And here, like the column and the row, it will control the grid like column and row. So if I say like 1, you see it's just a form like a one line on the screen. So this one is trying to control how you wanted your instance grid started from. And the offset is about move it like left or right in the up and down. So you can form it as whatever like a column or row you want it, like a 6 by 6, 4 by 6 or 5 by 5. It all depends to you, and it's gonna like form this grid as you wish. And the space, so for X, it will control the space between each line. You see, if I increase it, the space between the line will increase, and Y is the similar things. So this is how you can play with it. Okay, so now it's like a kind of like a fixed there, and you know it's all starting from like this 4 by 6 grid. And what we want to do, we were trying to move it, right? So here we have the parameters called like move speed, position noise. Let's see what will happen if I added some, probably a little bit. So you see, if I increase this,
it's moving.
yeah, it's moving, and it's only moved along with this x-axis. But the thing is, if your position noise set it to 0, it will be fixed. Even like you increased the move speed. The reason why I set it up like this one, because for material instance, the instance count will always be there. It's the difference between particles is, for particles, once it died, it will generate new particles. So you don't need to worry about like if there are particles just fly outside the screen or something, you know, because new particles were generated. But for material instance, because the instance count is always there, it won't die or generate a new one. So that's why I said the logic is even it's moving back and forth. Yeah, that is the tricky part.
You know what this reminds me of? Because it's only going in one singular axis, it makes me look like they're moving in like a conveyor belt or something. So I want to make an effect where it's like Santa's factory and there's like rails, and then the gifts are moving from left and right like this.
Cool. Now you find the secret to do that.
No, I only thought instances you can flow naturally, but I didn't know you can control like the specific rotation or like where it moves or how fast it moves. So now I'm gonna go in and tweak all those settings.
Okay, definitely try these parameter settings there. And for the noise parameters, if you increase it, I mean, it's being more random. So that is about how the parameters work here. So similar thing for Y, for the Y dimensions here, if you get some like motion parameters typing for the Y, you see it's already like generated some like random motions. So that is about the position part. Let me make it fixed again. So that is the position part. Definitely go to explore all the parameters here. It's super fun and can generate it like I think most of the common environment particles effects you want it to have. Okay, so next we can go to this rotation parameters. As I mentioned, for each parameter, it will you see we separated x, y in the, you can try the z, but for 2D probably not that working. So yeah, you see it's now actually
This is so cool. You know what I'm gonna do with this one? I'm gonna make a rotisserie chicken.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, this is so great.
Oh my god, Celine, you just got so much imagination there. I didn't really think about roasted chicken. That's so cute. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, you can control the rotation along the x-axis as well as the y-axis. And for the scale, it's a similar thing. Definitely trying the different scale. So if you increase the speed, as I mentioned, because there are some limitations, so you need to type some noise to make the animation happens there. So you see each one is like a scaling, but actually it's scaling like a kind of like a ping pong position, like a ping pong effect. Yeah. So it won't keep scaling up or keep scaling down, but it's kind of like a ping pong scale animation. And for the noise, if you increase the noise, you see it's scale kind of like a crazy a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I mentioned with all the parameters. We're trying to make all the combinations and release your creativity there. Yeah. Do we have any question about this part? Oh, by the way, I really wanted to try something. I'm a really big fan of Matrix movie, and did you remember there is some the alphabet or
the thing that
the
drops
screen.
and when they're computing, it's like a green line with colors.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to try. Let's fast. Let me try. I haven't really done it before, but let me try if we can.
Ooh. And as a texture, if you add an image sequence, you can also get it to change the alphabets, right? So
Yeah, exactly. You can use the animation sequence to do that.
I don't think it is built in right now, maybe, but is it also possible to vary which image you're selecting on the image sequence, like the rows? Whoa, that is so cool.
So wait 1 second. Let me tweak it,
Wow.
and we can do the scale to. Wow, I think it's already something, right?
It looks so cool.
And let's increase the space here, maybe 2, and let's increase the number here.
1,000 row. Oh my gosh.
And move it a little bit here. And what we can do, trying to increase it here. I think it's already something.
Wow.
Cool.
This also reminds me of like rain. It looks like it's raining.
Yeah, definitely. You can use it to simulate the raining effect, like the raindrop. So yeah, I mean, definitely try with the textures or the parameters we setting. I'm sure you will have fun, have lots of fun there.
Melody, every time I do a stream with you, I feel like I have a burst of creativity and I have so many effects that I need to make now. So
feel like improved your production.
production. You know, when we're making effects, you should just put me and Melody in one room, and then I will tell all my crazy ideas. Melody, let's make a rotisserie chicken, and Melody will do something, and I was like, Melody, let's do this. Let's do a neon rain effect. It will be so fun. And you guys are all invited. We'll do it on the live.
Yes, so actually we can make like a hackathon, have just 1 hour, and you can keep generated ideas and see
1 hour hackathon. The person who publishes
exactly.
the most amount of effects wins, and the best effects. So we'll collectively be working on the computer. That is actually such a fun idea, and that is actually something that I'm planning for next year. So you guys, please sign up. We can do an online hackathon jam session. That would be so fun.
Cool. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Put that on. Yeah.
Put it on the list.
So do we have any questions for anything I mentioned? Yeah.
People are asking that, oh, I want to see like the snowflake one.
Okay.
And some people are asking about August. August is happy and doing well. He had not a broken, I think he sprained his ankle
Yeah.
while skateboarding, but he is now back and healthy and able to skateboard again. And you will see him quite soon.
He is our superstar, and for our Effect House open house at coming event, actually we also have like a template section. I will be there, and previously like August and I were both presented that section, but just because of like August, like he broke his neck, ankle or like a uh, or fit. Yeah. So that's why he can make it. But he definitely helped a lot with they prepared like that section for templates. So yeah, we'll see you.
Yay. Haley is saying she would love a 1 hour hackathon or a 10-hour hackathon. Oh my gosh.
In our hackathon, it's exists our like a working hours.
Yeah, we'll have to have like 10 Red Bull, one for each hour.
Mhm.
Well, Melody, did you want to show us something else today, or are we good for today?
I think we all good today. I'm not sure like for people like saying want to see this snowflake effect. Is there any special things she want to do there, or
No,
just
I think they
want
were
to?
just interested when you was like, I think in one of the preview photos, so they think they were interested.
Okay, yeah, sure. So here we set up three examples here. If you're trying to find a snowflake, you can just enable this example and try to find it that corresponding material. And you see, besides these two default snowflake texture, we actually prepared like several other texture you can replace. Yeah, and here is the color you probably can tweak with, like a blue snow or red snow, and other parameters like the scale size. For example, you can increase it
That
a little
needs to
bit.
be a Valentine effect, and I'm going to make it kisses instead. Kisses everywhere.
That's cute.
Okay, I think we are done for today, but it was so nice seeing all of you. Thank you, Melody, for showing us all of these wonderful examples and showing us, giving us crazy imagination and creativity on what you can create with these kind of effects. And we'll see you guys all again. Bye, guys.
Bye. Have a good night. Bye.